But my theory is that they were like, let's try it again with Curel. They measured at the end of the year how the wrinkles improved compared to when they started, and be your best, you can do it, be your best. Bio means beauty in Japanese. Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, hello, and if you're coming back, thank you. So today we're gonna go over the rest of the Curel products. That's it, we're gonna finish it today. But before that, let me introduce myself. So, hello again, my name is Laura and I've been living in Japan for 11 years. Last year I passed the Japanese cosmetic licensing test. Basically what that means is I studied this in Japanese. I ain't a medical professional, I'm special, I'm not a specialist. But I want to use this information to help you be your best. Yeah, before we get into the video, the only announcement that I'm going to make is that I have a YesStyle code. So if you have any products that you want to purchase on YesStyle and you don't have any other creators code that you are planning to use at the time, please feel free to use BOBEST9. You can find the products that I talked about in this video down below. With that, let's get to today's video. So I've already put out 2 videos on this, by the way. Those are these 2 videos here. So if you want to check out the first 2 halves of the first half of the Curel products, the second video is admittedly a lot worse than the first one, but let's try and make up for it with this one. All right, we were already talking about body care products, and so now basically we're going to talk about the creams. So with regards to the body cream products, there are basically 5 different types of body creams that they have. So the one that's a circle, I believe that this will be the lightest in terms of texture, and then going down to the white jar, that will be the heaviest in terms of texture. But all of them, the active ingredient is allantoin, which is a soothing ingredient, and then the moisturizing ingredients, it kind of varies between the different products, but generally speaking it'll be any combination of these 3 moisturizing ingredients. And then next, for the other body product, we have their bath, a new yokozai, or it's like a bath. You're in the bath with the water, you would put this in the water with the bath. So it's like when you put softener in your laundry, this is the softener. You are the laundry. And again, active ingredient is allantoin, and this one I think is really interesting because it has oat extract, which is something that you don't see in JBeauty. Very rare. So I was like, oh, look at you. Next we move on to, they have the hand soap, and the active ingredient in this is O-Kaimin 5-OL. It's an antibacterial ingredient, and this is also found in the Lion's Pear acne cream. Its active ingredient is dipotassium glycerinate. Our homeboy, he's always here, got our back, trying to keep us from getting too inflamed, you feel me? Next we have the hand cream, which active ingredient again is allantoin or tocopherol acetate, which helps to increase blood flow. And next we get on to, we're moving fast with this one. These 3 hair care products, the active ingredient shared amongst all of them is dipotassium glycerinate, which again is an anti-inflammatory ingredient. And it's, as you can see, it says baby okay. Those means that you can use for babies. And then the last one, if you notice, it has like this little kind of pink little label on it. That's the conditioner, and that's how you would distinguish between the conditioners and the shampoo. And then the shampoo, if you notice, there's like this little kind of pink bubble thingy. That means that is the Awa shampoo that already comes out as a foam. And then the other one that has like that blue little droplet, that's gonna be like that liquid that you pump it out, and then you have to make the foam yourself. So next we move on to, they have a scalp treatment. This one actually doesn't have any active ingredient, it just has moisturizing ingredients, because if you ever saw this video that I spoke with the Japanese CEO of Curly Me, she creates curly hair products, and she was talking about how basically, like, yeah, we should take care of our scalp. Unioni has mentioned in her videos before that your scalp ages 6 times faster than your skin, and that is insane. But yeah, so we should probably take care of it. This is a scalp treatment that'll help you do that. And again, we just have your regular basic moisturizing ingredients that aren't in basically anything else, which makes me think, couldn't you just use the other products on your scalp? You probably could, but it's just a matter of texture and how it will leave like it feeling, because you know the toners and stuff, they're formulated for use on your face, so they're not calculating hair, if the product getting stuck in between hair. So I'm sure it's formulated to a certain way that it doesn't make your hair feel a certain kind of funk or something, but who knows, if you just put the regular face toner on your scalp and it goes fine, let us know in the comments down below. Then next we have a leave-in treatment, which is the one with the jar. So this one you would not rinse off. And then you have the rinse off treatment. This one has an active ingredient and it's dipotassium glycerinate. So again, this one you would rinse off, you put it there, leave it for a certain time, and then rinse it off. And then next we're getting into the acne care products. So these are the products that are specifically for helping deal with acne. And the first one is the face wash, and the active ingredient is our boy, you know, I need not say. I'm gonna say it anyway. Dipotassium glycerinate. And again, anti-inflammatory, which acne is inflammation, so it helps to try and keep the pimps at bay. The interesting thing about the Acne line is that it has only 3 products as opposed to the regular line, which had a butt ton of products that had pretty much a video on its own. But yeah, so this one only has the foaming facial wash, and then we also have the toner, one toner, not different flavors of toners. It's just one viscosity of toner, and then it also has one gel. It does not have a cream. And for the active ingredient for these two is both allantoin, and it says that both of them are non-oily formulas because again, if you already are producing excess sebum, you don't want to add a little bit extra to it and give more, you know, sauce for the pimps to make tacos with. You know that old saying? For the toner, the only moisturizing ingredient is the eucalyptus globus leaf extract, but then for the gel, it has both the eucalyptus leaf extract as well as their famed pseudoceramides. Next, we have the Brightening Line, and this one doesn't have as many products as the regular line, but it does have a little bit more products than the Acne Care line. And the active ingredient in the toner is ascorbyl glucoside. It's a vitamin C derivative. This is the only product in this line that it's a vitamin C derivative is the active ingredient. So the rest of the products, and here we have the serum, and then you have the cream and the emulsion. The active ingredient for this is chamomile tea, or I think it's like chamomile. Hold up, I did not think to look this up before. Chamomile tea. Phone home. Oh, the thing is, it doesn't have an English, like it doesn't have an inky name because it's a Japanese made ingredient, and it seems maybe to not have made its way outside of Japan yet, so that's where we're at. So chamomile tea is going to be its name. The way that chamomile tea works, if you can see this design here from the cow page, so that little brown thing, that's the keranocyte, or essentially the keranocytes. These are the cells that are found in your epidermis. These are the main guys that are just hanging out there on the topmost layer of your face. When they get UV rays, then they send a signal in the form of, it's called endoserin, to the melanocytes. The melanocytes are these guys that they produce melanin. They're little melanin factories, and melanin, we're like, oh no, like spots and freckles. And yes, it does cause spots and freckles, but it's because it's supposed to help us from skin damage. Like it's our own defense mechanism against DNA damage. So Jesus, good job. I keep telling him that as if like he doesn't need my good job. Anyway, chamomile tea does is that if you see the endoserin, which is I believe a joho dentatsu bushitsu, and so it's a substance that transfers information, and basically with that information from the keranocytes, it goes to the melanocyte and it's like, hey, make more melanin. And so chamomile tea is like, no, we're not going to do that. So it's similar to tranexamic acid. If you've seen other videos that I've talked about that, it stops the melanin production before it starts getting produced. Going back to the products, the active ingredient is in the serum, the cream, and the emulsion. As you can see, the serum only has the eucalyptus globus extract. It has other ingredients in the product that make it function as a, you know, skincare product, but in terms of like the main moisturizing ingredients, it only has that, versus the cream and the emulsion both have the eucalyptus leaf globus extract as well as the famed Curel ceramides. Next, we're moving on to the Aging Care line. And the Aging Care line only has 3 products, and that is the toner, the gel cream, and the regular cream. So the active ingredient throughout this line is allantoin, and then the moisturizing ingredients are the ingredients that we've seen everywhere else. Curel loves to sprinkle this. It's, oh, you get settled PG hydroxypalmitide, and you get settled PG. But yeah, so these ingredients we've already seen in a bunch of different products. I'm assuming that it's some kind of complex that they just, you know, kind of distribute it amongst their products. But the one differing ingredient here is the basically ginger extract, and the name, I'm gonna put it up here. And I talked about that in further detail in I think the first video that I put out. And long story, hopefully medium rare, is that they did some studies where they put this. They had tried like, I think it was like, and 40 active dudes, but they tried and they had them put this, I think it was like a 1% concentration of this ingredient on half of their face, and then the other half they just had a placebo. They measured at the end of the year how the wrinkles improved compared to when they started, and the side of their face that had that 1% concentration, it showed improvement over the course at the end of the experiment. So it's an ingredient that seems to help with anti-aging. And on the website, it says that it's a hada no hari koujou seibun. So it's an ingredient that helps improve skin elasticity. So next, we move on to the BB creams. And these do not have any active ingredients. And they have two very different colors. I've never seen two more different colors in my life, believe it or not. These are two different shades. And as you can see, these are the basic moisturizing ingredients that we see in most of these Curel products. And next, and after the BB creams, then we have two foundations. And actually, if you look at the little circle on the top right-hand corner of the product, it actually has a little bit of a difference. The left one is the akarui hadairo, the bright and or light skin color, or versus the one on the right, it's the shizen hadairo, or a natural skin color. These are both pressed powders, and the moisturizing ingredient in this is the famed Curel pseudoceramides. They also have a loose powder. The loose powder does not have any color, but it also has the famed pseudoceramides. And then next, we have something that's not related to the face directly or to the skin directly, but it's actually a fabric softener. And you're like, why, what is going on? So what had happened was, if you can see this like red sticker that they have, it says that it helps to reduce, it has sei no chikuchiku fukaikan o kanwa. So it helps to mitigate or to ease the, like, you know, like when you put on clothes and your clothes just be like, it's just like itchy. It's not that you're itchy, it's just that your clothes are just annoying. I don't know how to explain it, but essentially it says that it helps to reduce that, because that can cause potentially irritation to your skin, especially if you're someone's sensitive skin. I can imagine that having those types of clothes might potentially irritate them. This fabric softener is supposed to help alleviate that itchiness and annoyingness that can come from your clothes. It does have fragrance though. It says that it has a natural fragrance. It says that it does not have bleach. It also does not have colorings, and it also has this one thing, Keikozai, which I'm not exactly sure what that is, but I will put that up here on screen. It says that it helps to get rid of viruses, that like you can get away with doing one rinse. What does that mean? There are settings, at least in, I don't know how it is in the States, but in Japan you have like settings where you can do multiple rinses. Actually, I have another YouTube channel that's really old, and I have a video breaking down how to use the washing machine. It's this right here. That's actually my most watched video in my all of YouTube history. So if you have a Japanese washing machine and you're struggling, go ahead and watch that video. But yeah, so that's basically where we're at with that. And then the next product, the next one is the fabric softener. So the fabric softener is basically the same thing, except it says it doesn't include the little sentence where it's like, oh, you can get away with just rinsing it once. But again, the concept is the same, is to try and reduce that itchiness and that kind of annoyingness that comes with some fabrics on our skin. So last, the mystery machine that I set up this months ago. I don't even know, I think it's been 2 months since I put out my first Curel video. But this mystery machine, so this is called the Veil Creator. Basically what it does, it creates, if you can see, she's like peeling off her skin. She's not like Twilight. I don't know what they do on Twilight. That was a terrible reference. I've never seen that movie. I don't know why I tried to go there. But anyway, so basically it creates a very thin layer of this product on your skin. And the idea is that it has that veil so that it keeps the moisture in, but it's thin enough that it lets air go through so it doesn't suffocate your skin. And this product is expensive because it is 29,700 yen just for the product itself. If you want to buy the separate cartridges, those are 6,600 yen for each of these little like cartridges you can see here. And then they have a sponge that you can use to spread it out, because apparently it's kind of difficult to use without the sponge. And if you don't want to purchase this product for the low price of 29,000 yen, you can try renting it on this website called, I think it's like Rentio. And this is only within Japan though, they don't have this outside of Japan. So the two options are, you can either rent it for at least 3 months and it'll be 3,980 per month, so that'll still be at least 11,940 yen. That's pretty pricey. And I don't know if it comes with the cartridges or you have to purchase the cartridges separately. I forget how it is, but there will be different options on that site. Or you can do, it says the one-time plan of 4,980 yen, and that would be for 30 nights 31 days, but you would have to return it at the end of the 31 days. And so yeah, the reviews on Rentio, it's interesting because Rentio has a review section for the actual product that you rented and then a section to review the service. And I took comments from the people reviewing the actual product itself. So some of the reviews are, bro, they got 1 star, and it says 膜をうまく作るのにかなりコツが必要だった。So it was hard for them to make the film well. 肌が荒れている時にまた借りるのもありだなと思いました。So it might be good to rent it when their skin is acting up, when your skin is acting up. And again, we go back to another 1-star review. They said that it takes time to spray it on your face. It's difficult to keep up with. And then the next one is a 3-star, and they had more reviews. These are just ones that I picked up. But then the last one that I picked up was a 3-star review, and then they said that this person already has a lot of beauty devices and they were not impressed with this one. They were more impressed with like the rental experience as a whole. So I thought that was very interesting. And fun fact, so the company, the parent company of Curel is Curel, and Curel, they have another sub-brand called Este, E-S-T, and the Este had basically the same product, but it was called the, hold up, this is the Biomesis Veil Diffuser. Did you see her peeling away her skin? Basically the same idea. And this product, when it came out, it was 55,000 yen. I believe that the product didn't change, but they're not selling this product anymore. So as you can see, the text, it says, the text next to the heart, it says 大変申し訳ございません。完売いたしました。So it means like, sorry, we sold out. And it's like, well, yeah, because you stopped selling it. But anyway, so this product that came out, and I think just the high entry point, it was very expensive and people didn't buy it maybe. And then I guess we're just gonna snip it. But then for some reason they were like, oh, well, what about Curel? This is just okay, a skincare theory, but my theory is that they were like, let's try it again with Curel, which is a more affordable and maybe more, it's definitely a more approachable brand. And so then they tried to use the same technology, same and or very similar technology with Curel, and that's how we got this veil creator. But yeah, it's very mixed reviews. From what I see, it seems a little bit clunky. It seems like, you know, it does, for me, it personally doesn't seem worth it. And it's really interesting because there's a lot of debate right now about whether you should use, for example, so this Biodance mask right here, and I got this from JBeauty. Thank you so much. I'm not gonna mention who, but I've seen Japanese derms and other people in the industry be like, you shouldn't leave masks on your face for that long, because essentially the way that the mask works is that because it keeps like this moist barrier on your face for an extended period of time, then that causes like your cells to swell, and because your cells swell, and then it essentially like kind of breaks your barrier, it weakens your barrier in order to have the beauty ingredients enter into your face further. And so then they're like, you shouldn't do that for a long time. You should at max maybe do it 3 times, like for anywhere between 3 to 5 minutes, maybe maximum 10, and you definitely shouldn't do it every day. But then I've seen, again, I'm not gonna say who, but I've seen some people promoting this product, and I'm like, that's really interesting, because I guess the idea between this one is that the veil, the layer is so thin that because it allows air through, it doesn't have that same effect that masks are supposed to have. But to me, it sounds a little bit like, I don't know, it sounds a little contradictory. I could be wrong. It just really could just be very different technology the way that it works. But I'm like, suspicious. And I also think that it's just such an exorbitant price for this product, where I think potentially you could even do, like, I haven't tried it, but the Medicube mask, where you just put a layer over your face and then it creates like this tiny little film. You can get the same thing done for maybe less than 1/10 of the price. Again, I haven't tried it. Maybe this is actually a thinner layer. It uses more advanced technology to get a thinner layer, but I'm like, you know, it seems like you're kind of, what is that the snipping hairs? I don't know. But yeah, so that's it for today's video. And so let me know what you guys think. Do you have any questions about any of the products that I mentioned? Have you used any Curel products, and or are you interested in purchasing the Veil Creator? If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them down below in the comment section. I'll try to answer those as much as I can, either in a short format, or maybe I'll make it into a video someday, or I'll just get back to you in text. So yeah, hopefully, yeah, I'll see you guys sometime soon. As I tend to end my videos, hopefully I'll be able to get videos out and be a little bit more consistent, but yeah, working on that. As always, I hope you have a great day. Remember, God bless you,